Town STEM Academy. My name is Chayse Nunciato.
And my name is Ryan Christman. Welcome to another episode of STEM TV Quarantine Edition Season 3.
Before we start the episode, we would like to let you know that STEM TV is looking for new segments to air on this season of STEM TV Quarantine Edition. If you have any ideas or talents you want to share, please click the link in the description below for more information and submission details.
First up, we have a new segment called Backtalk. In this segment, Saanvi will be returning with her friend Hannah, and they will be having argumentative discussions about various topics. Let's see what hot takes this duo has to offer.
Welcome to the very first episode of Backtalk. I'm Hannah.
I'm Saanvi, and we're the hottest messes around.
Today we're introducing you to a brand new segment on STEM TV where we'll rant, ponder, and passionately discuss.
I think you mean argue.
Passionately discuss.
Honey, it's called an argument.
It's passionate discussion. Okay? And we're moving on.
Here's the sitch. Every week we'll pick a new topic to dissect, if you will.
AKA express our very strong opinions. And during that week, you can submit your own feelings on the subject, controversial opinions, or just rants about life in general.
Follow us at backtalk_STEMTV on Instagram and DM us your submissions. Or fill out the Google form in the description box below if you want to stay anonymous.
We'll also be posting polls and other just random thoughts throughout the day. You know, the kind of things that just pop into your mind during math class, like, I wish my brain had a search bar.
Or the fact that Gen Z as a generation is just depression, but make it fashion. I expected applause on that one, Hannah. Well, that's enough shameless self-promo for the day.
Sure. You can also suggest topics for future weeks. Now, without further ado, next week's topic is
Disney shows!
We'll be talking about everything from series finales to crossovers and cliches.
And don't forget characters who are done dirty, because there's a crap ton of those.
Do you have any opinions about Disney shows? Be sure to let us know. And that's all for today. Tune in 2 weeks for the next episode of Backtalk.
Take it sleazy, y'all.
Entertaining segment. We can't wait to see what you come up with next time.
Next up, we have STEM Happenings hosted by Aparna. Let's see who she's interviewing this time.
Hello, Downingtown STEM Academy, and welcome back to STEM Happenings. This is your host, Aparna Vagvala, and this week we'll be checking in with another one of the wonderful clubs that our school has to offer. Joining us on the show this week, our guest is the Armchair Sports Club. Welcome. So let's get started then. Could you give us a quick introduction, give us your name and your role in the club?
I'm Henry Johnson, and I am the leader of the Armchair Sports Club. And I have my faculty club advisor is Mr. Hobson. And from our club, I just come up with a couple questions for the club, and then it kind of just goes out, and we just talk about whatever sports topics.
Yeah, thank you. It's very nice to meet you, and it's great to hear that you guys have some really cool discussions in your club. So could you give us an example of some of the topics that you discuss, like an example of one of the questions that you might ask at a meeting, or maybe something that you've talked about in a past club meeting?
Past couple club meetings, we've talked about like sports and like how it's going on now with like the coronavirus and some of that stuff, like fans and stuff like that. And mostly I start off with like a question or two, like for example, last club meeting was about the trade for JJ Watt, and then we kind of just started talking. I usually just start with one question, then we just talk about whatever. So if you have any questions like during the club, you can come up with one and ask it.
Yeah, that sounds really great. That's definitely something that a lot of STEM students would enjoy. So if people want to join one of your meetings, when do you join? When do you have your club meetings?
I have Like every advisory club day. Every day is when I have it.
So, who can join your club and what is the atmosphere of your club meetings like? I know you mentioned that you do discussions. So, is it like casual? Are there people of all grades? Can you give us a little description of that?
Yeah, it's all grades. Right now, I have mostly juniors in the club right now. Only have 3 kids so far, but it's pretty casual. You don't have to like you don't have to know a lot about sports. You definitely have to know it, but if you're like not as well versed in like 1 or 2 sports, like you don't like basketball much, that's fine. You can just answer different questions.
Yeah, that sounds great. It's great to see that there's so many clubs at STEM that offer different topics and things that all sorts of students enjoy and create these casual atmospheres for people to sit back and talk to people that share the same interests as them. So, we're actually nearing the end of the interview. You pretty much answered all of my questions, but is there anything else you'd like students to know about? Are there any upcoming topics or activities that you'd like STEM students watching this interview to have an idea of?
No, just really need some more people on the club so we can have better discussions. But if you like know you're like good enough, you can join. It doesn't really matter how much you know. Definitely need to know some sports, but um, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, definitely. STEM Academy students, make sure to check out the Armchair Sports Club at the next club day. And that brings us to the end of the interview. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, Henry. It was great learning about your club. So, as always, I'll be back soon with another interview, STEM Academy. But until then, have a great week, and I'll see you later on STEM Happenings. Bye.
Aparna, for that amazing interview. If you would like to sign your club up for an interview on STEM happenings, please follow the link in the description below.
For our last segment, we have STEM Sports hosted by Mitchell. Let's see what interesting sports news he has for us today.
Hello and welcome to another episode of STEM Sports. I'm your host, Mitchell Winegar, and today I'm going to be showing you a segment from our new podcast. It's me and Jared Zeef. In this podcast, we are talking to a Philly sports writer, Alex Carr, as we talk about his top 10 prospects for the Philadelphia Phillies, as well as our 2021 MLB season predictions. It's 2 parts, and I'll make sure to put in the link to the YouTube channel right there. And enjoy. One, with the NL East crown, I am not going to be overly optimistic like I'm always am with Jared. I'm going to have that team from Atlanta getting the victory, number 1.
Oh man. So what do you have to so here's the thing. I was going to say lol Mets, but then I realized their whole their luck, it hasn't always been good. I mean, maybe it'll change since the Wilpons aren't involved. Maybe they're just bad. I feel like it's a toss up between the Braves and the Mets, and I think the Braves are going to end up taking it despite their awful pitching.
Drew Smiley, remember the $13 million man.
I forgot about that. That's it. Their bullpen. I mean, just like the rest of the NL East and really the rest of the league, their bullpen is awful. So I mean, so is the rotation. But
Alex, who do you
I
think's
have
gonna be the
the
winner?
New York Mets. I think
the
Mets.
Mets.
Put
New
in
York
Mets. No, put in little Mets. Come on.
Up and down.
It's only
are
a tradition.
The
There you
more
go.
complete of the teams in the East. I think their biggest flaw is probably their bullpen, but I think that
Agreed.
rotation eventually, when Syndergaard gets back, is
Clearly
pretty darn
Yeah.
good. And the lineup is strong. I just think that their defense combined with their bullpen is not exactly. That's where I could see them faltering. But ultimately, I think that they are up and down the more complete of the teams in this division.
That was that sneak peek of our podcast. Make sure if you want to see more of that, make sure to go watch the rest of the videos on the YouTube channel, which once again is right here. But also, if you would like to watch future episodes, they'll be out every Sunday. And if you hit that subscribe button on that YouTube channel, you'll be able to see more. Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Mitchell, for those sports updates. Don't forget to stay safe while playing sports. Before we go, we would like to remind you to join STEM TV to help us create new episodes of STEM TV Quarantine Edition. STEM TV has a wide variety of activities you can participate in, including anchoring, hosting segments, editing videos or thumbnails, or helping live stream school-wide events. If any of this sounds interesting to you, please make sure to check the description below for more details on how to join.
That's all we have for you today, Downingtown STEM Academy. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you again next week with another episode of STEM TV Quarantine Edition.